It's about that time of the year to get your prune on. I'm out here trying to chip away at my however many thousand roses that I've got out here in the garden. And I thought, since I'm already pruning, let me show you how I do it. Several reasons why it's necessary to prune, even in our southern warm climate where our roses don't go dormant. One, you want to create airflow within the rose bush itself. In doing so, we are minimizing the chance of diseases that will accumulate within the bush itself. And two, it creates and promotes longer, stronger, thicker, and more stems within the bush. And with more stems means more blooms. And three, you just want it to keep it organized and for the aesthetic of your garden. And it's just gonna look really good after you prune it and after it starts to sprout new growth and bloom. That said, let's get started, shall we? For this demonstration, I'm going to use our Sweet Mademoiselle plant here. She's pretty mature. She's a 3rd year. Nice, big, strong canes. And I'm gonna show y'all how I prune it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and cut off all of these smaller canes that are dead or are thinner than a pencil size or are crossing branches, and I'm going to remove it. Okay, that already right there created some more space. And then you see this cane here, I'm gonna remove that. A few more dead canes back here. I'm just gonna remove that. There's a big one right here. You'll see it, this long, thick cane here, it's already died back. And so we're not gonna need it. Okay, so we're gonna is. We're just gonna take that out. And there you have it. That removal right there has already created even more space and airflow within here. Okay, now let's take a step back and look at our plant. Now that we have removed all the dead branches, all of the cross canes, we can see that airflow has been created and it's nice and hollow on the inside, right? That's going to create that airflow that you need, so the plant is going to become healthier and less diseaseful. So with that, now we need to start cutting down these long canes, and I guess rule of thumb is to cut it down about 1/3 of the way or half of the way. I normally take it to about 1 foot tall, maybe a little more than that. When you start to prune them down lower, you want to first locate what's called a bud eye on the plant, and specifically an outward facing bud eye. What I mean by that is that this little nod right here, this is outward facing, it's facing outside, versus something like this right here, it's inward facing. And so reason why you're identifying that is because you want to cut right above an outward facing bud eye to tell it that once you cut it right above it right here, to start producing new growth from here. You want it to grow outward, you never want it to grow inward, because inward will create that crossing branch yet again, and then that's going to restrict your airflow, and we don't want that. So we want to get it just right above the outward facing bud eye. Ooh. Actually, now I'm noticing there's still another cross cane in here. Can y'all see that? It's this one right here. We need to remove it because it's crossing over 2 other branches and it's not good. See? Now that we've chopped that off, no more crossing canes. Here again, you can see this swollen bud eye is starting to come out. New sprout, new growth. We're gonna go ahead and cut above it and remove it. Same for all of these. And this one. You see that bud eye right there? Outward facing. Here's another one, outward facing. Or we can cut it even deeper because here is another outward facing new growth or bud eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut right above that. Take it down just a little bit shorter. But it's still really great length. It's all about 1 foot tall, maybe a little more. Here's another one, outward facing bud. We're gonna take it just right above there. Okay, remove that. See how its height is all about uniform length? That's what we want. And we want the rest of the other plants to be pruned down about the same height as you can see here. So that way when they grow back, they're going to grow back very uniformly and clean and pleasing to the eye. It's very satisfying when they all grow back. Also, we're going to chop this guy off right here. It's inward facing growth that's eventually going to create cross canes, and we don't want that. So just get rid of it. Anything growing inward, get rid of it. And there you go, y'all. Just like that. Now you've got a nice, clean, pruned rose bush. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't be afraid to prune. The more you do it, the healthier the plant.